Hi, Valeska, Hinton families. It's Mrs. Hall again, and I'm here to talk about one of the tools that you will find in your at-home learning bag. The tool I'm going to talk about today is the dice that's in your bag. There are so many fun games you can play with the dice, and I'm going to show you a couple of them today. Your teacher might use the dice in a different game as an assignment, or you might be able to think of your own dice game. But here's just a couple great learning games that you can play at home with the dice from your at-home learning bag. I have a special helper here to help us with our first activity that we can do with the learning dice. Show them the learning dice, Owen. Okay, Owen's gonna help us. We're going to do a math activity where we can compare more and less. And we're gonna use our dice. And we have bowls of cereal. You can use any kind of small cereal that you have at your house. And we are going to add the tools from our learning bag that are the tweezers. If you don't want to use the tweezers, if that makes the game too frustrating, you can just use your fingers and pinch the cereal instead. But we're gonna make it a little trickier, and we're gonna make our hands stronger by using the tweezers. It's a great tool for getting your hands ready to hold a pencil. Okay, so Owen's gonna go first. He's gonna roll our dice and see what number he gets. Okay, Owen got the number 1. So he's gonna use the tweezers to get 1 piece of cereal. Okay, now it's my turn. He took 1 piece out and put it on his napkin. Ooh, I got the number 6. So I'm going to take out 6 pieces of cereal from my bowl. 4, 5, 6. All right, now Owen and I have to look at our cereal pieces, and we have to decide who has more and who has less. Owen, who has more cereal and who has less?
You have more cereal because I have 1, and then if you keep counting up, you get to 6. But after 1, so therefore 6 is higher than 1.
So with this activity, your child is practicing counting, they're practicing number recognition, they're building their fine motor skills if they're using the tweezers or their pincher, and they're talking about the vocabulary of more and less. So many great learning concepts that you can do in this game with the dice. We're going to show you another game that you can play with this learning dice. All right, for our next learning activity, we're still going to be using our same dice because this whole video is all about ways that you can use your learning dice. But we're also going to get our markers from our learning bag out, and this activity uses the markers and the dice. We printed off a page of numbers, but you could make this same kind of page all by yourself. All you need to do is write numbers 1 through 6 all over a page, and they don't have to be in straight lines like this. And we're going to play a game to see what numbers we can color. This could be a by yourself game, or you could play it with a friend like I'm doing today. So if I went first, I would roll my dice, and I got a 6. So then I have to find the number 6 on my paper, and I need to color the number 6 in on my paper. And now it's Owen's turn, and he can roll the dice. And Owen, what number did you get?
A 1.
All right, so Owen's gonna find a number 1 on his paper and color it in. And we could keep playing this game until we fill up our whole paper, or we could play this game until we're done coloring numbers. Either way, but it helps us to practice holding our marker the right way. It helps us to practice counting, and it helps us to practice our number recognition because we have to find those numbers on our paper. So that's another activity you can do with your learning dice. All right, for our next activity that we're going to do with our learning dice, we got out our blocks from the bag. These are the blocks from your learning bag. If you did not get a learning bag and you still want to do an activity with the dice that you have at home, you can use any kind of blocks. They could be wood blocks like we're using today, or maybe you have Legos or Duplos that you can build it with. Or you could even make blocks out of empty boxes that you might have in your house and use the empty boxes to be your blocks that you're building with. So what we're gonna do for this game is Owen's gonna roll the dice and see what number he gets. And then he's going to build with that many blocks.
I rolled a 6.
So he got a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he needs to pick 6 blocks out and build a tower that is 6 blocks tall.
3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so he has 6 blocks and he needs to build a tower now with his 6 blocks. Good job. So then it would be my turn and I would roll my dice and I got a 3. 1, 2, 3. So I get to build a tower that is 3 blocks high. 1, 2, 3. And you could keep going. You could keep building on your same tower, or you could knock it down and start again. You can play with a friend where you take turns building towers, or you can keep playing it by yourself and just keep rolling the dice over and over. That's another way to use your learning dice. All right, for our last learning activity, we came up with a list of exercises that we can do with our learning dice. You can make your own list. So for us, if we roll a 1, we're going to run in place. If we roll a 2, we're going to touch our toes. If we roll a 3, we're going to do frog jumps. If we roll a 4, we're going to do arm circles. If we roll a 5, we're going to do jumping jacks. And if we roll a 6, we're going to have a dance party. If you don't like our exercises, you can do any exercises that work for you. If there are special exercises that help you with something that you are working on in your classroom or with one of your therapists, you could come up with those exercises for your list. And then you can play the same game with your learning dice. So Owen and I are going to follow our list that we have to do our exercises. We need a space so that we can stay safe when we do this activity. All right, Owen, roll the dice.
A 5.
Owen rolled a 5. So Owen, what exercise do you need to do?
Jumping jacks.
All right, so we're gonna do 5 jumping jacks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, my turn. Let's see if I can roll something different.
2.
I rolled a 2. So what exercise, Owen, are we doing for 2?
Touch your toes.
All right, we're going to touch our toes 2 times. Ready? 1, 2. Good job. And we could keep playing this game over and over with rolling the dice and counting. I hope you got some fun ideas for what you can do with your learning dice. And if you don't have your learning resource bag, make sure you contact your teacher or the school to get your resource bag so that you can get learning at home.